Welcome to Spiritually Imperfect, the show where the metaphysical meets the practical. This is your space to explore the mysteries of the universe, embrace spiritual growth, and connect with the energies all around us. No one spiritual journey is perfect, but that's the beauty of it. Hosts Mike and Jen bring their unique blend of perspective, humor, and heartfelt nature to every episode. Whether encouraging, facilitating readings, or diving into exploring mediumship, energy healing, or searching for clarity, Spiritually Imperfect is a place to where discussions of the collective experiences that we all share comes to the surface. Now, here are your hosts of Spiritually Imperfect, Michael Christopher and Jennifer Lee.
Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Here we are, another week.
It is Friday.
It is
and here
Friday.
we are.
Yes, happy Friday.
Happy Wednesday.
I know, it's your Wednesday. Hello, Arnie.
Hey, everybody.
I see you there, Margene. And there's Joni.
Hello, Joni.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this has come into my group yet.
So, as usual, give it a few minutes for people to jump on. We have a topic.
Yeah, we do.
We usually come up with something right before the show, and that's kind of what happened. Something clicked, and I was like, hey, why don't we talk about this?
It's always the way it happens.
Yep. And it's important because it's mainly focused at you all in the chat tonight. So should we just jump right in?
Yes. I'm just trying to wait 1 second so I can pay attention. I'm just waiting for my share to come into my group so I can accept it. There it is.
Hello, Betty. So yeah, just give us a few seconds here and we're going to get right into it.
I think we're there.
We're there?
I believe so. Give me 1 second. Sorry, you guys. Facebook changed the way they did some things in private groups. So to share this into my group can be a chore. I think it's there.
Hello, Teresa.
Okay. We're good.
Hello, KB. All right. So tonight, we wanted to take time to talk about the sitter. So the sitter would be the person that sits for a mediumship or energy session. You're the person that has found a medium, psychic, energy healer, and now you want to book a session with that person. So this is something I know I've on my website, I kind of spell out some things about like what I expect of a sitter, and it kind of prepares you for a reading as well. But I think it's very important for sitters to understand what their role is during a session. You're not just there as a bystander. You're a critical part of what I call, what many practitioners call the triangle, right? So I'll make the triangle. So you have the person in spirit, you have the medium, and you have you. All three of those have to be synced up for a session to be successful. So if any one of those parts drop out, that's where you start to get the, vague information, if you will, and whatever else can kind of derail the reading. I mean, it's pretty easy to bring it back. But so I just want to start with a couple things, and I'm sure Jen can add some stuff to it as well. First and foremost, I think you have to be mentally, physically, prepared for this. You have to be in a good spot, not only, again, mentally and physically, but where you choose to have the reading. It has to be quiet. You have to be undisturbed, not only for yourself, but for the medium. Our job during a session is we try to stay as long as possible into a passive, receptive kind of mode, if you will. So not that distractions, for me, I can say noise really doesn't bother me, but for many, dogs barking, children crying, that can kind of just pull the medium out of their passive receptive mode. So again, where you choose to be during that session is very important, and try to just be in a place that's calm and quiet. The second thing, and I think this may be even as important as the first, is you have to be 100% honest with the medium. I tell every client that sits for me, it's like one of the first things I tell them is like, one, you are not going to hurt my feelings by telling me no, something doesn't make sense. I want you to tell me no. I don't want you just to agree to something, a statement, because you have fear that, I don't know, it may hurt my feelings or something may go awry with the session. No. By you telling me no and keeping it honest, I can go back and ask the person in spirit to clarify or give it to me a different way, help me understand what you're trying to get across. I don't want to just see, you to just vaguely say, yeah, I think I understand. I want you to leave a session with absolutely no doubt that this person was your person. So again, it's you need to be brutally honest. Don't just accept things, if you don't truly understand them. And depending on the medium, I kind of have a little leeway with this, but typically what I'll ask a sitter is during, I'll explain this right at the beginning, is I'm just going to give you statements. And I really prefer that you just answer them either yes, you understand, and no, you don't understand, or you don't know. And I know right away, if you have to take more than a few seconds to think about something, to me, that just means it isn't making sense. And that is absolutely fine. One of two things, it may click later, or again, if you don't, and you tell me, I'm not sure, again, I can go back to the person in spirit and say, okay, help us understand. What are you trying to get across? So again, brutal honesty is very critical to a mediumship session.
That's one thing. Oh, sorry, Michael.
Oh, no, I was just going to finish up by saying, again, this is your session. And again, for me as a medium, I want you to have the most authentic, real experience that's possible. And again, it just, as I said, it just takes all those ingredients to make it work.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And that's one thing I was wondering when you were talking earlier, if you, before you begin a session, if you talk to your sitters about that. I know that I do. I have like a whole little, it might take me 2 minutes to kind of go through everything, right? Introduce myself, how I work, and what they can expect and what I need from them. And those are definitely things that I go over with them. But the same as you, if it does not click right into place almost immediately, it doesn't fit and I move forward. And I will tell them that you shouldn't have to sit there and think about it. And we're definitely not making it into something it's not. Once you get that three-way, and in person, it's so different. It's so different than, or even a private session online is so different than what we're doing here, right?
Right.
But once you establish that three-way connection, and that information that you are giving as a medium and you are receiving as a sitter should click very quickly.
Yeah.
And then it fits into place. Otherwise, I'd move it to the side and I continue going forward. As we proceed through the reading, some of these things that we didn't understand begin to click with even the sitter. They'll go, oh my gosh, that takes me back to, right? And so I don't throw it away. I just say, okay, let's set it off this side and keep going. And that information, I would say 98% of the time, eventually it clicks in the reading it comes through in a different way with a different interpretation from the medium. Spirit has shown it or told it just a little bit different to where it is interpreted different, but we know it's close enough to the other that we understand, right?
Right.
So most of those things, I don't worry about them during the course of the reading. My sitter shouldn't have to be sitting there trying to figure things out. If that's the case, I will stop and I will start over.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, then I will refund my sitter because I would be having a really bad day, right?
Same here. I mean, there's no, I have no problem and I put that also on my website. If I don't make a meaningful connection within the first 10 minutes, I end the session.
Yeah.
And either I can give you a refund or we can reschedule. It's up to the sitter, whatever they want to do. But for me, it's about the experience, and it's about, helping people understand that there's more beyond this physical world. So, it's not all about the money. I personally cannot live with any kind of guilt of taking somebody's payment and not producing a session to what I feel is my standard. They may have loved the session, but if I have this feeling in the back of my mind or my chest that something was just off, it's like, that's just me. I'm like, no, I appreciate the session for what it is. I just don't feel I was at my best. Please accept this. But yeah.
Right. But the sitter, as the sitter's responsibility, where we go back to that, is to be honest, is to receive and like honestly, right? And we have to know. And I also tell my sitter, like, you just paid for an hour session, so I want you to leave with what you need and what you want as well. So we got to keep going.
Yep.
It's not fitting, we're moving forward.
It's all about that connection. If it isn't there, then okay, we can try again some other time.
Yes.
And or maybe I'm not the medium for you, and I can happily point you in somebody else's direction. But that's just a really brief overview of it. But the other thing too, did I say this may be redundant, but don't try to make things fit either. I see this especially on the online readings. I'm sorry, but this is a pet peeve. So just bear with me. But time is really short on these lives. We get an hour to kind of do our thing. So we like to take up, and make the most of each, second that we have. So for instance, if I'm bringing somebody through, I'll tell you, unless 85% of this makes sense, do not claim it. Don't take one thing out and say, yep, that makes sense to me. And then I ask you to validate. And, one thing out of the 4 I just said makes sense. No, that's not for you. Don't turn a heart attack into, cancer. Don't turn, an occupation of a post worker into that of an astronaut. No, that's not how it works. You take it face value of what it is. I don't bend. Sometimes I will give a little leeway, but I feel into it and I'm like, okay, like I would take, if I say truck and you say it's a car, but everything else fits. Yes, I will give a little leeway on that because the person in spirit may be talking about a vehicle. I just saw it as a truck, but everything else must fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing that I tell my sitters is their expectations, right? Come with this open heart and come to receive with an open heart and open mind, and no expectations. Honestly, I know that there is certain loved ones in spirit, and chances are they're going to come through, and they're going to come through first. But come with no expectations, come with that open heart and that open mind, and your reading will work. It will be phenomenal. And I don't mind questions. When I get to a certain point in my reading, when we have established we have established you're comfortable, that this is your loved one in spirit. We've brought enough evidence forth, and we have the message. Then I allow time for questions. However, I've learned that I have to be very specific about those questions, right? It can't be, can they tell me what to do about something specific? They're not they're just the basic questions about, in general, the loved one in spirit, because that is what a mediumship reading is about. So I guess what I'm saying is, and also don't come at your medium with questions like, Can they tell me our secret code word we had when we were 3? That puts a lot of pressure on a medium. First
Well,
of all,
I won't even entertain those type, because to me,
right?
they waste time in the
They
fact
do.
that, again, we are passively receiving. And that's important, because the minute my mind engages, then my mind's job is to find an answer. So if
Yes.
you ask me, where did Dad hide his pocket watch? My mind's going to start like throwing things out from in my awareness that I know is not coming from your dad. It's coming from my head. So again, they're not, some people have that gift where they can do that. I can tell you right now, if it does come through, it's accidental. I don't try to do that kind of stuff. They're not hidden object finders.
Right. So I guess what I'm just saying is just be aware of the questions that you're asking. Again, it's your reading. Do you really want to test the medium and spend time with something on that you already know the answer to? Or would you like some meaningful messages that are coming straight from your loved one in spirit? I mean, that's also the way, right? The way that I
Some
look at it.
mediums get really irate with that. I'm one of them. If I feel you're trying to test me, it's like the session's done.
Yeah,
I
we're
will
done.
end it right then and there. It's like, don't waste your time, don't waste your money, and don't waste my time. I know I'm being brutally forward with this, but don't do that. I'm not the
Thank you,
only medium that feels that way.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Jess. I was telling Michael he was surprised when I got on today because I wasn't wearing black. I told him, okay, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here. Okay. I've been doing a little bit more. Energy is shifting around me. Energy is shifting within me. And I'm just feeling like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I can't promise I'm not going to wear a lot of black still, but I'm taking those steps. So.
I'm even going to switch to leopard print at times. So
you're welcome, Margene.
So I don't know. I think that kind of sums it. I mean, I think we could go on for probably a half hour with that topic, but that's just like an overview, and a lot of I want to say a lot of it is common sense. Again, this is your session. Make sure you're prepared. And, like Jennifer said, be open. We don't control who comes through or the messages they bring. We're just the telephone. That's it.
So, but Tony has a question speaking about that. Can you bring a specific loved one someone wants a message from? Like if the sitter wants to speak to their mom in heaven. So that yes and no. The chances are that the chances are very, very high because all of your loved ones are around. If you are coming to a reading and you have the specific intent that you would love to hear from mom, I promise you, mom is very aware of that. Mom knows that. Mom is going to come through. So the reason I say yes and no is because I don't bring specific people in. When you say, can you bring a specific loved one? I think I'm reading that right. Like, can I bring them? No, they're already there. I just connect. So that's kind of where the no is. Like, no, I don't reach out and grab them and right. They're there. I just connect. So if your intention was to speak to your mom, I would say that I know that your mom will be there. And depending upon the medium, that connection should be able to be made for you.
Yep. And I'll just say, I never guarantee the presence of anybody. I never guarantee the messages that come through. I will say 99.9% of the time, if you book a session to talk or communicate with your mother's going to be there. She may not come through first. And that's where we say to keep an open mind, because anybody you're connected with who is on the other side, they may come through first. Again, we don't orchestrate. They have the grand picture over there. They sometimes know what you need more than what you may want. So that's why I say it's very important to keep an open mind that, okay, mom might not show up first, but there's a higher purpose or reason that maybe, grandma shows up first.
Right. And that happens.
Yeah.
And then when mom does show up, the sitter immediately recognizes why grandma came in first. It's very beautiful. So that's what I'm saying about not having those expectations, just coming with that open mind, ready to receive and let it unfold. And the people that you want to hear from most will most likely be coming through in that reading.
Yeah. I find it's very rare that the person that they came to see doesn't come through.
Oh yeah, very.
It's like, I'd say 1 out of, I don't even know how many readings. I've been doing this for 10 years. I may be able to count off memory maybe 3 times that someone didn't come through. And I won't even, and that was probably in my early days where I was the problem. It's always the medium's fault.
Right.
I'll just say that. I take full responsibility for that. But in my younger years, I probably was trying to force something to happen. Who knows what, but for some reason, I just wasn't getting the message through. Maybe they were communicating it in a way that I was oblivious to.
Right.
Early on, I didn't know I had feelings. So if it didn't come through either hearing it or seeing it, it wasn't there. And Spirit really quickly started to shift me into, dude, you got to pay attention to what you're feeling as well, because that's a big part of the communication.
Yes.
And when I say feeling, it's like I feel there's a man with me right now. I don't see him. I don't hear him. I just feel, I sense. So again, I had to learn that faculty of the mediumship.
Right. So speaking of communication, we have almost 50 people on here. Thank you for being with us on a Friday night. And we got a lot of people. It looks like they're excited and they're ready for readings. So are we going to do readings tonight, Michael? We
definitely are. I wanted to go through and make sure we answered questions, but then, if you don't mind, Jennifer, I'm going to lay out some grains. I'm going to lay out some grains.
Yeah, for sure. Let's look at the questions and then lay out the ground rules, and then we'll go.
Okay. Do animals and spirit have different type of energy?
Yes.
I will tell you this, CJ. For me, they communicate exactly the same as a human. It's weird how it happens, and I've told the story before. The first time a friend of mine I was doing a reading for asked me, "Can you talk to animals?" I'm like, "I never tried." And literally within the next 2 minutes, I was talking to her horse. And he was telling me, I'll never forget it. He sent me the message the same way a person was, that he had dementia. And I'm like, I got to be making this up. But then when my sitter validated, no, he had dementia. And he was showing me in my mind what he would do, like the patterns. He would walk into the side of the barn, like butt his head up to the barn, back up, do it again, do it again. And she said, yeah, that's what he would do. So again, it was just like, whoa. So yeah,
I'd have to say, when I read that question, do animals and spirit have a different type of energy? They do for me. Like Michael said, they do communicate. Like the communication is exactly the same. But I can feel that it's an animal because it does come through in a different type of energy for me. That doesn't change the communication, but they have a beautiful, when they come through for me, I know it's such a different vibration, and it is a light vibration, and it is this happy, like it's just such a cool vibration for me when the animals come through. So yes, they do have a different type of energy.
And it's fun to watch people lose their minds. Like you may have been just communicating with dad or something, and like all of a sudden their dog shows up and they're like, forget dad. Oh my God, my dog is here. People just absolutely lose their minds with their pets. I mean, I can understand it.
Yeah.
But it's just fun, and it's fun when they pop in and
is.
I grill them. Because I'm like, a cat is a cat, a dog is a dog. So I'm in my mind, I'm sending them, I'm asking, you have to give me something specific to your personality that separates you from typical dog behavior. And most of the time they will not let me down. They will tell me a habit they had or something they did or a way they were treated. So energy's energy.
Animals are amazing. They're so fun to connect with. They just really are. I did a psychic guidance session one time and connected to her living animals. And it was so funny. What they were telling me was going on in the house, and they're fighting with their animal siblings. And I was just cracking up. Yes, we were just giggling.
I told you about the one with the dog biscuit.
Yeah.
Can I share that real quick to take two? Literally, this happened. I was doing an in-home reading for somebody, and one of the people in the reading, she was very quiet the whole night. And I finally asked her, is there anybody you want to hear from? And she said, my dog. And I was like, okay. So I get into it, and really quick, I mean, the dog came through with like specific stuff, like her and her college roommate used to dress it up, and they did adoption when they graduated college. That one of them actually formally adopted the dog. But this is where I learned something very critical. the dog kept showing me a Milk-Bone dog biscuit. Like in my mind, I kept seeing it. And I was like, well, yeah, it's a dog biscuit. I ignored it twice. Finally, the third time it showed up. And I finally stopped and I said to her, I was like, look, I know this is obvious because it's a dog, but is there a specific connection to these Milk-Bone dog biscuits? And the girl just, her jaw dropped. She stands up and she grabbed a dog biscuit from her pocket and said, I brought it for him tonight. I completely forget the rest of the reading that night. I will never forget that because I was like, oh my God. I mean, I was probably more stunned than she was, but I was like, oh my God.
They're so fun.
Yep.
But see, that's the kind of evidential stuff, though, that you have to get from them. You got to get something.
Yeah.
Or like you said, it's a dog. And yeah, you got to find out something about their personality or their life with them or something.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So what do you think? You want to jump in?
Okay.
All right.
Well, you were going to lay out some
ground rules. Tonight is about mediumship. So when we do mediumship, we do not pick from the comments. Okay. So what we do, they're called spirit-led readings. So whoever's turn it is, whether it's me or Jennifer, we're just going to connect to somebody. Your job in the chat is to pay attention to what's coming through. Again, do not make the information fit. And unless 85% or better makes sense, please do not claim it because that wastes time and we want to get through as many as we can. So again, I'll give a few pieces of information. If it connects with you, just type yes. And then if you can, just validate what makes sense out of the comment. Okay, so that helps us just move it along really quick. So again, we're not going to pick anybody from the comments. And when we're reading, when we finally establish that, say it's for Jess, I'm just using you as an example, Jess. At that moment, I'm going to ask everybody to stop commenting except for the person we're reading. That way we can get that person to reply as quickly as possible. We can get the message through and then we can move on to somebody else. So it really helps us. So that's my rules. They're pretty easy.
They're pretty easy.
So would you like to start, Jen?
I knew you were going to do that to me.
You must be psychic.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you.
I can start. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm good. You want to go?
No, I'm going to let you start.
Okay.
I'll let you start.
All right. So again, I'm just going to quiet my mind for a second. I'm going to give you some information, and we'll go. So right away, I'm aware of a woman stepping forward in my awareness. So I'm going to work with her. I'm just asking her to step closer. I know she would have passed. She's making me feel that she would have passed in her 40s. So again, I have a woman. She's making me feel that she would have passed in her 40s. I do feel that she was diagnosed with a terminal illness. She just showed me like terminal illness. I'm not exactly sure what that is yet, but that's what she's given me. She's also making me feel that she would have passed in her sleep. So I want to stop there and just see if that makes sense for anybody, and then I'll get more information. But again, woman, 40s. It is a terminal illness. But again, she really impressed upon me that she passed, and she's making me feel this peacefully in her sleep. I'm going to throw out a name because I keep hearing this name like Kara. Sometimes I get names phonetically. So she could be talking about her name or reference somebody that's still living. And I'll just give it a few more minutes. If nobody can claim it, then I'll kind of just maybe give a little bit more. I feel she's here to talk to her daughter. So this would be mom. So, all right, Mark, you understand this? Can you please tell me what makes sense for you? I got to talk about Mark. I don't know if I keep seeing the name Caretaker. So KB, again, I got a woman, passes in her 40s. I feel this was a terminal illness. She's making me feel like she passed in her sleep. And I'm also hearing like the name Kara. So again, she could be referring to herself or somebody in the living. And again, sometimes I get names. Don't put too much into the name. If the rest of it fits, great. But Mark, because I know you noticed you said yes, but I want to hear caretaker. So Mark, was this your mother then?
Is that all you can take, Mark, or can you take more of it?
She wants to talk about an incident that's happening now because she's showing me like something with the washing machine. She shows me the laundry room and I feel that something went awry. So I think she's just showing me like something that's going on now with somebody, like her washing machine. Kara. Oh, Cheyenne. My daughter's name is Kara. Her mom passed at 39. No more what?
He can't.
No more makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was feeling, was that he was only able to take that one piece.
So Cheyenne, did Kara's mom pass? Okay, passed away at 39. Okay, that's right there. But again, did she pass in her sleep? And again, I'm feeling terminal illness. That's what makes the chat so difficult because it takes so long.
Yeah.
But again, there's something she wants to talk about, something that's going on now with the washing machine. Like either something backed up or there's some. Also, she shows me the month of January being a birthday. And I'm also seeing the 18th. We'll just wait for a few more minutes. I'll kind of go on. I just want to make sure I got this connection before I give a message. And thank you, everybody, for your patience. We appreciate it. And I know there's a lag sometimes with the information.
There is.
Is there Cuddles the cat? Cuddles the cat. No, she got in a car accident. Okay.
That's a great name for a cat.
Yep. All right. I'm just going to pass a message from this woman. Maybe it'll make sense. I don't want to spend any more time. Again, she keeps bringing me back to the month of January 18th being a birthday. She wants to say happy birthday, but I feel this is the message for daughter. I'm just going to say this. So the daughter she's referencing, she wants to talk about the new sneakers that she just got. Again, I know it's just a message, but it's from her. So maybe it'll make sense to somebody, but I'm going to kind of close the connection there and move on. Oh, it's so much easier when you can talk to somebody.
I feel like we should consider putting a link up again. One of these.
Oh, and doing them because now Tony's saying, "Oh, I understand." So I don't know if Tony. All right, I'm not going to spend any. If you can take some of that message, good. Just take it as a message from your person, and we're going to kind of move on. So Jen's turn.
Oh. I see how you did that, Michael. I see how you did that. Okay, let me fix my pillow chair. I'm slipping. This is so short girl problems. Okay. Um, give me just a second. I gotta get my. So I have a young man here, but when I say young man, he feels to be. He's not a kid. He is. I'm hearing early 20s. He feels early 20s to me. That's what I'm at 23 for some reason. I'm seeing a 23 with him. I don't know that is his age. Here's what I'm feeling. Early 20s, and then I'm seeing a 23. So it might be his age. That might have some significance elsewhere. He is telling me that he is taking responsibility for his passing. I'm going to leave that there for just a second. See if anybody can. I know that's vague yet, but I want to see if anybody can connect with that. Young man. He also has. He had light hair, but I see him with almost military style cut hair. He has Michael hair. It's very, very short. like very, very kind of buzzed. That's what I'm seeing with it.
I used to have a flat top. Now I can't.
You? Did you really?
When I had hair up here, yeah.
Okay, so I want to see if anybody can claim him. Again, this is a young male. He is taking responsibility for his passing. It's very important. Something about. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know. Nix, is that Nix? Can you understand the hair? Because he's showing that as something that was almost maybe kind of joked about. It was something that really stood out about him. It was something that somebody would recognize. So it's really important that you understand the haircut with him as well. So I'm going to hold. I don't have that information yet, Nix. If I get that information, I will pass it forward. All I can give you is what I'm getting in the moment. So I want to make sure that all three pieces of that fits for you. Oh, and it looks like Minnie Mouse. Is all of that fitting for you as well? And then I'll get another piece. Do you hear anything, Michael? Okay, you were speaking about it yesterday to his mom. Okay, thank you. That makes sense to me because that hair, it was super important. So I'm seeing an image of I'm seeing an image of a windy road. I don't know what this is about, but it's a windy road. It feels like it just only maybe has blacktop on it, and there are great big trees on the side of it. Do you know that place? Does that place make sense to you? It would be significant as well to this person in spirit, and it's an important place. Would you understand this place and the significance of it? I don't need to know the significance, just that you understand it and that you know.
Many. Yes.
Okay.
Many.
Okay. So give me just a second. I want to get the. Hold on. Have you been to one of these places recently, or are you going to one of these places recently? I feel one of these places in your energy as a place where you can go and ground and reconnect. I'm really feeling one of those spaces right now. So if you can I kind of feel like things, yes, both places. Okay, perfect. So there's acknowledgement of that being a peaceful place for you. And I am hearing for you like to do this often, that things have been kind of scattered and things have been kind of crazy and like grounding. I feel that it's a grounding space for you. The grounding is very important for you right now. He's encouraging you to be outside and do things as if that was something that he loved as well. And so really his message to you is, I'm okay. He wants you to be okay. Lots of self-care and lots of love is what I'm hearing from him and what I want to pass forward to you. So that is his mom's place. Okay. So thank you for being open, and much love to you.
I want to go back to Kelly because Kelly said she could take some of the information I was given. Kelly, would you mind just putting in there what you could take? Because I really don't want to let this person go if it is connecting with somebody. Again, sticking with the basics because she's still here. I still feel her. You know, again, terminal illness, passes in her 40s. That's why I like to stick to the basics first to get that anchor established, if you will. Because you get too much, then people, I can't take the age, but the other details. Okay.
Can I?
Kelly, would you understand her to have blonde hair? I keep seeing blonde hair associated with her. And Kelly, I'm trying to pick up on the relationship between you and her. I don't know. Was she a friend of your mother's? I don't know. I just feel this connection to mom. Bright white. Okay, so I could see that as blonde. People used to ask if they colored it platinum blonde. Okay. So is this a friend then, or a friend of the family? Mother-in-law. Okay. Can you understand? Because she showed me like a washing machine. I don't want to create a story, but is there something with the washing machine either going on with you or somebody that she would be connected to? Because she made me feel like she wanted to show that I see what's going on. And again, if it doesn't fit, that's fine. It was a really fast image of it. Okay. Need to clean it out and do some laundry, but I have been thinking about it for sure. Okay. Do you understand the reference to January? I saw January 18th. I felt at the moment it was a birthday she was acknowledging, but it was January 18th. January 17th, I can understand. Okay. So just know that, let me see if I got a message for you, Kelly. So it's difficult when I know somebody, because I know like this month has been kind of challenging for you, and that's what she's acknowledging. She says you're trying to do too much by yourself. So again, she's like pleading with you to make sure you're asking for help. You don't have to do it all yourself. Because I just feel like you're balancing like what you do for the network, responsibilities around the house. She just make me feel like you're doing a lot, and you're not stopping to ask for help because you feel you're imposing. But I'll leave it at that, Kelly. Good.
Okay,
I'm glad I made the connection.
I know those are like, yeah, you just leave them hanging there for a minute, right? So I want to go back to Nick's just really quick, because as soon as you started talking, I heard one other thing. I don't know if this is connected there, but that's the last place I left off. So I want to go back there. I am hearing the words happy anniversary. Do those make any sense at all to you?
You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you.
We can go ahead while we're waiting.
Okay.
That was it. I mean, if that's not connected to her,
Okay.
then that's fine. Maybe we'll pick it up again. So yeah, we can go forward.
All right. So
that's all I was going to pass on.
All right. So I do have a male stepping forward in my awareness, so I'm going to work with him. Right away, I feel that he would have passed younger than 20. I'm feeling 18, but I feel it's like that's around the age of his passing. He is making me feel that this was an accidental passing. I want to stop with just accident because he's given me details. It's not pleasant. But again, he's stressing it was an accident. But again, a young man, I feel he would have passed at 18. Or like, if it's not 18, it's like 19, 20. But right in that age is what I'm feeling. Again, I feel it was accidental. I'm going to say, because this is what he's showing me, but somebody else was responsible for this accident happening to him. Again, I want to withhold the it's not pleasant, but Minnie Mouse is saying yes to that. Okay, I'm just going to say, because this is, he keeps showing it. Was he accidentally shot? Because that's what I'm feeling. I'm not feeling a car accident. I'm feeling like this person was accidentally shot. And I don't want to make this fit into an accident, a vehicle accident. My cousin was 13 and shot by his best friend. Let me just see Fox, what comes up, because I don't want to make it fit. I felt he was older than that, but let me just see what comes up. He is showing me that they were either, because I asked him to clarify. I feel this was a hunting accident because he shows me the woods. So again, I feel this is completely accidental. Okay, if for anybody commenting about a vehicle accident, please just stop commenting because I don't think this is not a vehicle accident. And I'm also feeling like there's a J name attached to this, like Jeremy Jason. I keep getting like a J. Again, this is, I got to go with what they're showing me. He keeps showing me too. He would have had aspirations of going into the military because he's telling me he was looking at, I just feel he was looking at that option in the future of going into the military. And he shows me somebody was recently at his gravesite and placed a coin on the gravestone. I'm going to stop there and kind of leave it there. If somebody can make sense of this, fine, I'll continue it, but I want to stop there. Again, I'm not going to make anything try to make it fit, but that's clearly what this person in spirit was showing me.
Do you want to wait a minute?
No, you can go on if it does make sense to somebody or it jogs a memory.
Then they'll chime in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have a mother in spirit here. She is referencing something very specific, which is swimming. I see her swimming a lot, like a lap swimmer, like an exercise swimmer. This would be something that somebody would understand about her, or something that she did a lot. She's almost making me feel like I'm going to stop there for just a second. There's competitive swimming, though. There's competitive swimming in the family at some point, somewhere along the way. So I'm going to sit there for a minute and see if anybody understands that. We wait.
We wait. We got about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so we won't wait very long. I'll get some more information and then we'll go forward. So we won't wait very long. Okay, so this would be a mother in spirit, and she was swimming. I feel like she was lapsed. I see her in like the swim things, not like the racer ones, but like I would wear into the pool, right? To protect my hair or something. Like I see her in that. I see her swimming. That was something that she's making me feel like she did that quite, like she says that was just something that she did, that she always did. So if nobody can connect with her, I'm just going to leave her here for a minute. Okay. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, because it is so frustrating, right? When you hear it, when you know it, and nobody is claiming it. So we only have a few minutes. So I'm going to go forward with this. Thank you. Because when I asked for information that somebody would be able to identify right away, that's what she brought in. So the competitive swimming in the family, and she was a lap swimmer. So give me just a minute. It's funny too that you say daughter, because I feel like that's who she's acknowledging with the competitive swimming is granddaughter. So know that. Hang on just a second. Is your I feel like granddaughter is older now, though. Can you? Because she's almost referencing her as an adult. Do you understand that as an older woman, as an adult, or a younger woman? I'm sorry, older teenager, younger woman. It's hard for me to wait, but I have to wait for the comment. I just want to keep spewing it. Okay. Awesome. Because that's how I feel. Like she's older. She again, I don't want to get really heavy, but she's just saying, she's acknowledging some stuff that she is going through, that things have been a little bit rough for her. And this message really is to you for your daughter, if she's open, but she's kind of acknowledging what's going on. And she says everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And that's really it. That's really simple. I know that seems very vague, but that's but it is, because like, this is where we're at.
Who's got the dolphin tattoo? I keep seeing a dolphin tattoo.
Cool. It would make, yeah.
So I don't know if that's for Vivian or not.
The swimming was just a huge part of who she was and what she did. Okay, so do you understand that? Would you understand that, Vivian? She's just acknowledging some struggle. She's just acknowledging something going on. She's just saying, I'm here. Okay. She's going to pass. I don't read the future, but I'm telling you, it's all over in the energy. Okay. As things stand now, she's going to be okay. Really. She's going to be okay. And she's got grandma guiding, supporting, and loving her from the other side. So just understand that. So I'm sending you, so much love from her as well. She does this thing. She says, oh, this gives me woof. She says she is wrapping her arms around you, and you will understand what this means. She is wrapping her arms around you and your daughter in love. So thank you for being open, Vivian. They used to swim with dolphins.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for being here tonight. And thank you for being open. Much love to you. You're welcome.
All right. Well, I guess.
What do you think,
it's
Michael?
a wrap. Boy, this hour goes quick.
Should we do a collective message, though? You want to do? We have 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Should we do just something for everyone, just to leave them with?
We can do that.
You're very welcome.
Do you want to use cards, or just go with something that comes to your mind?
Yeah. Why don't you pull a card? Do you have your cool angel cards?
Let me get my cool angel cards.
Yeah, I like those. Get those. And I'll grab these.
I'm going to use my cheater tarot cards.
So funny. Look which ones I grabbed, Michael.
Oh, jeez.
My cheater tarot cards.
No, we don't. Oh, do you tell sitters if they're living love? No, that is not our responsibility as a medium. That is, yeah, that's not our job. No.
That's so funny, Nix. And it's okay. It's just, that's what I heard. If it is an ex of yours from 11 years ago that is past, that would not be uncommon, just popping in, right? Like we said, when we open our energy, all of your loved ones, all of your people are there. Don't put too much thought into it. Don't worry too much about it. It's just something that I heard as soon as Michael started talking. So since you were the last connection, I just went back to you with it.
So here we go. I'm just going to leave this at face value. So for everybody watching, this card is for you. Big happy changes. It's almost like I feel like I need to say congratulations to the people that kept pushing forward to pursue what their ambition or their anything they were chasing, whether it's a career, something that's coming to fruition, but it's coming. The work that you put into it is about to pay off. That's what I feel from that card.
It's about to pay back.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to thank everybody. You guys, thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for joining us on these lives. It really does mean the world to us. There's a lot of other things you could be doing on Friday night. We're very well aware of that. So thank you for spending your time with us, really. And enjoy the weekend. Have a good weekend, and we'll be back. Oh, wait, Michael, we had a quick announcement. Or do you want to wait till next week?
Oh, we can't do that now. We can't say, hey, we got something, then and go.
I know.
You know what? It can wait.
We can. We're spiritually imperfect. We can leave them hanging. They'll come back.
Nah, that'd be cruel. So go ahead. Let the cat out of the bag.
Well, okay. We're still working out details, so there's not a whole lot. So this is just kind of a little pre-announcement, I guess. So we are going to be opening a spiritually imperfect development circle online, and there will be a small energy exchange, right? There will be a small amount of money.
You're thinking what, $1,000 a person?
Yeah, I think small monetary exchange, right?
Where else can you find us? No.
But really, it's for developing mediumship. An open circle. It's open. Like I said, we don't know the day of the week yet. We don't know the time or how long it's going to be. But it will be open, and first come, first serve. It will be for mediums. If you join the circle, you will be expected to do mediumship or to be practicing mediumship. So it's not to come in for readings. It's a circle of developing mediums. So if that is from all levels. So if that's something that you're interested in, be watching for it. Michael and I will be in that group. We will be learning and practicing as well, but we can also, kind of mentor you through a few things. So anyway, be looking for that because I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so too.
It's cool. Yeah. It's going to be
think
fun.
Shenanigans are wild during the lives? Wait till we're out on camera.
Kelly knows.
It's a whole nother level. Kelly can definitely attest to that. This is like we're behaved right now.
Tony, 100%. Like you could be from New Zealand and join. We would love to have you. And thanks for joining us tonight from all the way in New Zealand. I saw that earlier, and I meant to shout out to you for joining us from there. So, yes, absolutely. 100%.
All right.
So be watching for that. We'll be posting it on both of our pages. We also it might be time to do another Spiritually Imperfect Facebook page for these kind of things, but
put a group together where we can exchange thoughts, ideas, and you guys have questions, whatever, it's just a place to come together and just let's talk about the woo-woo.
Let's do it. All right. Have a good weekend. See
Bye, everybody.
you next week.